So now write down some more points. Okay, so, keep getting types of solutions. Types of solutions. First type of solution, feasible solution. So in transportation, for transportation problems, we are discussing types of solutions. First type of solution, feasible solution. So again, don't worry about these types of solutions. Okay. So when we solve questions, then you will come to know. Then you will be understanding clearly what are these different types of solutions. Okay. So as of now, you just take these definitions. Okay. So once we enter and once we solve some numericals on this, then you will understand these different types of solutions. So first type of solution, feasible solution. It is a set of non-negative allocations. It is a set of non-negative allocations satisfying row and column requirements. It is a set of non-negative allocations satisfying row and column requirements. Feasible solution. It is a set of non-negative allocations satisfying row and column requirements. Don't worry about the allocations. We will discuss in numericals. Okay. Second type of solution, basic feasible solution. Second type of solution, write down basic feasible solution. Basic feasible solution. If a feasible solution contains m plus n minus 1 allocations, if a feasible solution contains m plus n minus 1 allocations, then it is known as basic feasible solution. If a feasible solution contains m plus n minus 1 allocations, then it is known as basic feasible solution. Next type of solution, optimal solution, m plus n minus 1, yes or no? So if a feasible solution contains s, right, m plus n minus 1. So this one, okay, so I have erased m plus n minus 1. Okay, so if a solution contains, if a feasible solution contains m plus n minus 1 allocations, then we call that particular solution as basic feasible solution. Okay, so don't worry about these terms. Okay, once we solve numericals, then only you will come to understand these terms. Okay, otherwise you will not understand. So we were writing definition for optimal solution, right? So keep writing optimal solution. Optimal solution. Write down a feasible solution which minimizes the total transportation cost. A feasible solution which minimizes the total transportation cost is an optimal solution. Sorry. A feasible solution which minimizes the total transportation cost is an optimal solution. Next type of solution, degenerate solution. Keep reading. Degenerate solution. If the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, if the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, if the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, then the solution is said to be degenerate. If the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, then the solution is said to be degenerate. See, don't worry about all these solutions. So in numericals, we'll discuss them clearly. Okay, so once we solve numericals, then only you can understand all these terms, allocations. Okay, so basic feasible solution, degenerate solution, everything, basic variables, everything we will discuss in numericals. Okay, so please don't worry, Mohammed. I think you are getting worried much. Okay, see, for these transportation problems, we cannot get optimal solution just in single step. Like you have seen in graphical method and in simplex method, by using only graphical method, we got optimal solution. By using only simplex method also, we got optimal solution, right? But here, so it is little bit complex, okay? So you cannot get directly optimal solution in transportation problems, okay? So what you have to do is, you have to follow two steps, okay? So to get optimal solution, you cannot get optimal solution in single step. So you have to follow two steps. So in the first step, you have to find the basic feasible solution. So again, don't worry about this term, okay? So in the first step, what we are finding is, we are just finding basic feasible solution. So already we have discussed, right, what is meant by feasible solution. So in graphical method, we have discussed what is feasible solution. So whenever we are taking any point from the feasible region, and if we are substituting that point in the objective function, then you will get some solution. Okay. So that particular solution is your feasible solution. That means, so in feasible solution, all the constraints are satisfied. So that we call it as feasible solution. Same definition applicable for this also. Already we have seen, right, in LPP or linear programming problem of this particular transportation model. Okay. So same definition it is applicable here also. So the solution which is satisfying all the constraints, we call it as feasible solution. So there we used to call it as feasible solution, and here we are calling it as basic feasible solution. So in basic feasible solution, your number of variables are, or else we can say your number of allocations should be m plus n minus 1. That we will see in numericals. Okay. So as of now, I am giving you the list of these different algorithms. So first step, you have to find the basic feasible solution. Okay. So to find out basic feasible solution, we are having three methods. First one is north-west corner method, or else simply you can say NW method, northwest corner method or NW method. And second one, it is least cost method, or else you can say LCM simply. Third method, it is Vogel's approximation, or else simply you can say VAM. VAM method or Vogel's approximation method or penalty method. So in the second step, you can find the optimal solution. To find out optimal solution, we are having only one method, which is known as, so just you can write down this list. Okay. So after break, we will solve this. We'll see what are these methods. So to find initial solution, see, I have already told you, you cannot get optimal solution directly, right? So in the first step, you have to find basic feasible solution, or else you just have to find the feasible solution. So already, you know the definition of feasible solution, right? That's why I'm using feasible solution. You have to find feasible solution using these three methods. Maybe you can use any method, any of these three methods. Okay. So by using any of these three methods, you can find feasible solution. And after finding feasible solution, you have to give that solution as input to this particular method. Okay. So without feasible solution, you cannot apply Modi method. Okay. So in the second step, you will be getting optimal solution. But in the first step, you will not get optimal solution. You will be getting only transportation cost. Okay. But minimum transportation cost, you will be getting only after using this particular method. Okay. So we'll start them one by one, then you will come to know, then you will be understanding. So shall we start with first method, northwest corner method? So any doubts regarding this? So we are starting with first basic feasible solution and then optimal solution. Okay. So to find out basic feasible solution, we are having three methods. We will see them one by one. Okay. So what is the difference between these three methods? Okay. And everything we will see once we start. Right. So, okay. So one more thing which I can assure you is, so whatever the topics which we are discussing in the class, that much it is more than enough for GATE examination. So no need to read any extra topics. Okay. So maybe in test series, if you are getting any topic other than, which is not discussed in the class, that topic, the questions related to that topics you can leave. Okay. So some of the topics will be there, from which till now they have not asked any questions. Like let us say CPM and PERT we have seen. CPM and PERT. So I'm just giving some examples. Okay. So CPM and PERT. In CPM and PERT we have discussed some types of events like merge event, burst event. Okay. And merge plus burst event. So from that, it is a very small topic, right? But from that topic also till now in GATE examination, they never asked any question. Okay. But still there is a chance, we are having a chance that they can ask some question from that particular topic. Okay. So if it is of that type of topic, then you should not skip. Okay. Or else you can skip that topic. So maybe one more suggestion from my side. So if you are not having time to cover those topics, you can leave those topics. Okay. So as of now, I don't think that you will not be having time to cover those topics. So if that particular topic, if it is discussed in the class, then you should not skip. Okay. So as the topic is related to GATE examination, then only it might have been, then only faculty might have taken that topic in the class, right? So if any topic it is taken in the class, then it is there in your syllabus. Okay. So please don't skip those topics, right? So if you are not having time to cover that topic, so from which till now if GATE questions are not asked, okay, then you can leave that particular topic. So it depends on your convenience. Okay. So if you are not having time, you can leave. Otherwise, please cover that topic also. Fine. So you can keep adding first method, northwest corner method. Northwest corner method. So let's start with first method, NW method. So anyways, it is also a GATE previous year question, GATE 2000 question. So from this transportation models, we are having very few questions in GATE examination. That's why I have taken some ES questions also, engineering services questions also I have added. So maybe that type of questions also they can ask in GATE examination. So just examples I have taken, okay, so that you can have much practice, right? Now, so let's try to understand this particular table first, okay. So here they are asking us to find the total transportation cost using NW method. Whenever they are asking questions in the GATE examination, definitely they will mention the name of the method. So we have seen different methods, right? I have written different methods, right? Like NW method, WAM method, LCM method. Whenever they are asking questions in GATE, definitely they will mention which method to use. Okay, so please make this clear. So in this question also they have mentioned using NW method, we have to find transportation cost. That's all. Okay, they are not asking us to find the minimum transportation cost or optimal transportation cost. We are just finding transportation cost using NW method. That's all. Okay, it is not minimum transportation cost. Okay, so using MODI method only, we will be getting minimum transportation cost or optimal transportation cost. Now first let's try to understand this particular table. So these are demand values and these are your supply values, right? So already when we have formulated a table, I mean when we have formulated a linear programming problem, we have seen a table. So where x11, x12, x13 so on are given, c11, c12, c13 so on, those values are also given. Okay, so from that we have formulated a LPP, right? So if you just look at that particular table, okay, look at that particular table. So there, so we have taken supply points or sources, demand points or destinations. Now these values which are given in the matrix, okay, so these are your CIJ values or unit transportation cost values. Whatever the values given in the matrix are your unit transportation cost values or CIJ values. Okay, so please make this clear. So this is a cost matrix, unit transportation cost matrix. Now you just tell me what are sources here and destinations here. So whether ABC are sources or destinations, ABC which is given here, whether these are sources or destinations. So please reply. So ABC are sources, Abhimanyu, very good. So what about PQR? They are your destinations. Now when we have formulated a table, here we have taken supply and here we have taken demand, I guess, right? So it depends on the question, okay. So maybe they can give supply here or maybe they can give demand here. Okay, you can follow the same algorithm. No need to change anything. Okay, so in the question they are saying that these are your destinations or demand points. That means PQR. So PQR, these are your destinations or demand points, and ABC, these are your supply points or sources. Now the meaning of this matrix, let's try to understand the meaning. So if you are supplying one unit, from A to P, you have to pay 4 rupees. So if you are supplying one unit from A to Q, you have to pay 12 rupees. Okay, so that is the meaning of this particular matrix. So it is a cost matrix, already we have discussed, right? Now the very first step which you have to do is, you have to check whether total supply is equal to total demand or not. So the very first step is, you have to check whether total supply is equal to total demand or not. So whatever the methods which I have listed, if this total supply is not equal to total demand, we cannot apply those methods. Maybe NW method, WAM or LCM method. Okay, so I am just checking whether it is equal or not. So what about your total demand? So total demand is 400 plus 100, it will be 500, and your total supply, it is 200 plus 300, it is also 500. Okay, now as total supply is equal to total demand, now we can use NW method. Otherwise we cannot apply NW method. Okay, so please make this clear. So in each and every problem, first step is you have to check this one, whether total supply is equal to total demand or not. Okay, so now it is equal, so we can apply NW method. Now northwest corner, okay, northwest corner. So what is your northwest corner here? So in this particular matrix, so this is your north and west will be this one, right? So this is your northwest corner cell. So the name of the method, it is northwest corner method. So what you have to do is, in this particular matrix, you have to go to the northwest corner cell. So this is your northwest corner cell. Now look at this particular demand point. So here you are having a demand of 150 units. Okay. So P. So this P or this destination point, it is having a demand of 150 units. But what about A? So A can supply only 50 units. Now how many units we can supply? We can supply only 50 units. Now the meaning of this is from A to P, I am supplying 50 units. So it is having a demand of 150 units. Okay. But A can supply maximum 50 units only. That's why I am supplying 50 units from A to P. Now this 50, we call it as allocation. Okay. So I think most of you are worried about this term allocation, right? Now this 50, we call it as allocation. Okay. So we are allocating 50 units here in this particular cost cell. Okay. So now the demand here, it is 150 units, but you have supplied only 50 units. That means still here you will be having 100 units of demand, and here it will be becoming 0. Because A can supply maximum of 50 units. Already you have supplied from A to P 50 units. So this will become 0. Okay. That means A cannot supply further. A cannot supply further, right? So what you have to do is you have to cancel this particular column. Because A cannot supply further. Right. Again what you have to do? Northwest corner cell. You have to go to the northwest corner cell, which is this one. So here you have to allocate. So here you are having a demand of 100 units, but B can supply 150 units, but it is having a demand of only 100 units. That means you have to allocate only 100 units here. So now this will be becoming 50 and this will be becoming 0. Hope you are getting. See, P is having a demand of total 150 units. So from A you have supplied 50 units to P, and from B you have supplied 100 units. Total 150 units you have supplied. Okay. That means P, for the demand for P, it is satisfied. Now as this became 0, you have to cancel this particular row. So this is conceptually the things which I am discussing. Okay. So if you want to remember some procedure, you can remember like this. What you have to do? You have to go to the northwest corner cell again. So this is your northwest corner cell. So this already we have cancelled, right? So no need to go there. Okay. So this is your northwest corner cell. So you have to go to the northwest corner cell and you have to allocate minimum of supply and demand here. So minimum of supply and demand, it is 50. So allocate 50 here. This will be becoming 0. This will become 50. So as this became 0, cancel this particular column. Now again, what is northwest corner cell? This is your northwest corner cell. So go to northwest corner cell, allocate minimum of these two values, which is 50. And this becomes 0, this will be 250. Now as this became 0, you can cancel this particular row. Now we are left with only one cell, 250, 250. These two should match, definitely, because supply is equal to demand, right? This will be 0 and this will be 0. Okay. So now these, we call them as allocations. Okay. So what is meant by allocation? It is number of units which you are transporting from source 1 to destination, maybe source to destination. Okay. So indirectly, what are these allocations? X11, X12, remember? Those are the number of units. So allocations are your decision variables. Indirectly we can say allocations as decision variables also. Now how to calculate total cost? This is your total number of units. This is your unit cost. 50 into 4. So your total cost or total transportation cost will be 50 into 4 plus 8 into 100 plus 8 into 50 plus 50 into 11 plus 250 into 9. So I think you will be getting this value as rupees 4,200. Please check whether you are getting or not. So this is what northwest corner method is. So any doubt regarding this you can ask. So if you want me to repeat, then also I'll repeat this method. Very simple method. You have to go to the northwest corner cell and you have to allocate minimum of supply and demand in that particular cell. Okay, allocation in the sense number of units, or we can say them as decision variables also. Okay. In brief, I have to repeat once. Okay. Fine. So please listen, I am repeating this once again in brief. Northwest corner method. So we have to find out the transportation cost using NW method, right? So this is cost matrix. I hope this you have understood. This you might have understood, right? So this is the cost matrix, supply points, demand points. I hope you have understood. Okay. So northwest corner cell, this one, you have to go to the northwest corner cell and you have to allocate minimum of these two values. Okay. So 50 I am allocating here. So after allocating 50, what will happen? This will become 100. I mean 150 minus 50, right? 100, and this will become 0. So as this became 0, cancel this particular column. Next, again you have to look for northwest corner cell. So this row, this column you have already cancelled, right? So no need to worry about this column. So in the remaining cells you have to go for northwest corner cell, which is this one. This one is your northwest corner cell. So go to this cell, allocate minimum of these two values. Okay. So between 100 and 150, minimum is 100, you have to allocate 100 here. Now as you have allocated 100 here, this will become 0, this will become 50. Now as this became 0, cancel this particular row. Because the demand is satisfied. Conceptually, the demand is satisfied. So no need to provide or no need to supply further, right? That's why we are cancelling this particular demand point. Okay. So again, northwest corner cell, this one, and you have to allocate minimum of these two values. So 150. So between these two, minimum is 50. You have to allocate 50 here. Now this will be becoming 0 and this will be becoming 50. Now as this became 0, cancel this particular column. Now we are left with only these two. So in this northwest cell, it is this one. So you can allocate minimum of these two values. So minimum is 50, allocate 50 here, and this is becoming 0. Cancel this particular row. Now we are left with only one cell, 250 and 250. It should match at the end, okay? Because supply is equal to demand, right? That's why at the end, so if you are having only a single cell, this value should match. So 250, allocate 250 here. So this will be becoming 0 and this will also become 0. So these allocations are your decision variables, or else we can say number of units which you are transporting from source to destination. Saurav, you are saying here no need to consider unit cost should be minimum among all. No, Saurav. So you are moving ahead. Okay, in the next method we will take that. We will consider that. Fine. So in least cost method, so see, observe the names also. Least cost method. Okay, there we will be considering the minimum cost. So here it is northwest corner. Randomly we are going to northwest corner cell and we are allocating. So this is what we call them as allocations. I hope it is clear. So Muhammad, you were also worried about allocations, right? So now I hope it is clear. Allocations. Now one more point. Got it, Anshu? Very good. So one more point, please listen. So I mean, what are the points which we have discussed? What are the points which we have discussed? Which I have given, which we have written. Okay. So all those points I am covering in this questions, numericals. Okay. So we were talking about some basic variables or some m plus n minus 1 allocations or m plus n minus 1 constraints also, non-redundant type of constraints. See, if you count this number of allocations, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are having 5 allocations. So I am writing here. Okay. So I will write here, okay. Number of allocations is equal to 5, which is equal to m plus n minus 1. See, what is m plus n minus 1? Number of sources plus number of destinations minus 1. That means 3 plus 3 minus 1, again which is 5. Okay. So already I have told you number of basic variables or number of allocations is equal to m plus n minus 1. See, I mean these algorithms are designed in such a way that definitely whenever you are using these algorithms, NW method, RAM method or LCM method, definitely you will get m plus n minus 1 allocations. Okay. So these are your number of allocations, m plus n minus 1. So number of allocations or number of basic variables also we can say. So basic variables, so same definition is applicable. So we have seen basic variables in linear, I mean in simplex method, right? So similarly we are calling these variables as basic variables. We are having 5 basic variables here. So we have discussed basic variables will get RHS values, non-basic variables will get 0 values. Okay. See, in each and every cell you will be having variables, decision variables, right? But in all other cells your allocation is 0. Okay. So basic variables are only 5. Wherever you are having allocations, those are your basic variables. Okay. So wherever you are not having allocations, those variables are zeros, right? We call them as non-basic variables. So I hope it is clear now. So number of allocations are m plus n minus 1 always. So whenever you are using these 3 methods, okay, VAM method, LCM or this NW method, definitely you will be getting m plus n minus 1 allocations. Okay. So one more term which I have discussed, I mean basic feasible solution. Okay. So basic feasible solution in the sense, if your solution is having m plus n minus 1 allocations, then we call that particular solution as basic feasible solution. It is just a name given to the solution. That's all. No need to worry much. So in this solution, you are having m plus n minus 1 allocations, right? M plus n minus 1 is 5 and we are having 5 allocations. So that is why we are calling this, I mean we have given some name to this particular solution which is known as basic feasible solution, or else we can call it as initial basic feasible solution also. So hope I have covered all the points. Okay, so regarding this, if you are having doubts you can ask. Okay, so one more thing I have told you, I mean one more solution, type of solution we have written, degenerate solution. Okay, see here we are having 5 allocations, right? So if the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1. So what is m plus n minus 1 here? It is 3 plus 3 minus 1 which is 5. Let us say if the allocations are less than 5, then we call that solution as degenerate solution. Again, don't worry much about that. So if you are having degenerate solution, then you have to take one dummy allocation and you have to proceed further. That part it is not there in your syllabus. Don't worry. Okay. So they have kept only limited and simple parts in our GATE syllabus. So even if you are getting degenerate solution, you have to take one dummy allocation and you have to proceed. No need to worry. So just you can remember this point. Maybe they can ask in some theoretical type of questions. So if the number of allocations are less than m plus n minus 1, it is your degenerate solution. So now also any other doubts regarding this, or shall we move to the next method, LCM method, or do you want to solve one more question on this? Okay, so I will be moving to the LCM method. Okay, so if you want you can write one point on this. Okay, so what you have to do, I mean where you have to allocate, you have to go to the northwest corner cell and you have to allocate minimum of supply and demand. So you can add this point. Okay, maybe after some days you will be forgetting this. So write down one point, go to the northwest corner cell, go to the northwest corner cell and allocate minimum of supply and demand. Go to the northwest corner cell and allocate minimum of supply and demand in that particular cell. Go to the northwest corner cell and allocate minimum of supply and demand in that particular cell. Next, second method, LCM method. Find the transportation cost using least cost method. So TC in the sense transportation cost. So again we are just finding transportation cost. Okay, so we are not finding minimum transportation cost. Okay, so minimum transportation cost we can find using only that MODI method or modified distribution algorithm, right? See, we are solving the same question using LCM method also, because in GATE examination we are not having much questions. Okay, so one more reason is we want to compare this method and NW method. That's why we are solving the same question using LCM method also. See, you can simply guess here. In previous method what we have done, we went to a northwest corner cell and we have allocated in northwest corner cell. So which is minimum of these two, supply and demand, we have allocated over there. Okay, now the name indicates least cost method. That means in this particular cost matrix you have to go to the least cost cell and you have to allocate in that particular cell. Okay, so what is the least cost cell here? So again first step, remember you have to check supply equal to demand or not. Already we have seen, right, in previous question. That's why I am directly writing. So supply is equal to demand. First step. Okay, so I will come to your questions. Okay, so let me complete this least cost method. So in least cost method you have to go to the least cost cell, which is this one. This is your least cost cell. So you have to allocate minimum of these two values. Among these two, minimum is 50. So you have to allocate 50 here. Now it will be becoming 0 and this will become 100. Now as this becomes 0, you can cancel this particular column. Now again among the remaining cost elements, what is the minimum cost? So minimum cost it is 6. You can allocate minimum of these two values, which is 150. This will become 0 and this will be becoming 100. Now as this becomes 0, you can cancel this particular column. So now among these three, what is the minimum cost? 8. So allocate minimum of these two values, which is 100. Now this will become 200 and this will become 0. Now as this becomes 0, you can cancel this particular row. Entire row you can cancel. Now among these two minimum it is 9. So minimum of these two 100. So allocate 100 here. This will be becoming 0 and this will become 100. So you can cancel this particular row also. So now we are left with only 100 and one cell. Allocate 100 here. Now this will become 0 and this will also become 0. Now calculate the total cost. Your total cost will be 4 into 50 plus 8 into 100 plus 11 into 100 plus 6 into 150 plus 9 into 100. So I think this total cost value you will be getting as rupees 3,900. Please check this whether you are getting 3,900 or not. So what we are doing in least cost method, we are going to the least cost cell and we are allocating in that particular cell. But in northwest corner method, we went to northwest corner cell and we have allocated. So please check whether you are getting this 3,900 or not. Using northwest method, how much percentage we get total cost close to optimal cost as compared to other methods. See, Saurav, I cannot answer this question in the sense, there is no exact percentage value. Maybe sometimes what happens is, you may get optimal solution using NW method also. You may get. Or you may get optimal solution using LCM method also. Okay. But at that point of time, we don't know it is optimal solution. After applying Modi method only, we will be coming to know the given solution is optimal or not. Okay. Sometimes what may happen, you may get optimal solution using NW method or LCM method or VAM method also. Okay. So whenever you are using these three methods, you may get optimal solution. Okay. But at that point of time, you don't know whether it is optimal or not. Okay. So you have to give that particular solution as input to Modi method. Then only you can conclude whether the obtained solution is optimal or not. So if it is not optimal, then you can again do further iterations and you can find optimal solution. So 3,900 you are getting right. Now observe NW method and this method. So in NW method, we got total transportation cost as 4,200. But in this particular method, we are getting total cost as 3,900. So obviously, there is a decrease in the total cost. So in NW method, we got 4,200. Here we are getting 3,900. The reason is very simple, because we are worrying about least cost cell. So in northwest corner method, we randomly went to a northwest cell and we were not worried about the minimum unit cost. But here, we are worrying about minimum unit cost. We are going to least cost cell and we are allocating. That's why we got lesser value in this LCM method when compared to northwest corner method. So maybe as of now you might have got idea that LCM method is good when compared to NW method. Okay. So LCM method is always good when compared to northwest corner method, because here we are worrying about the minimum cost and there only we are allocating. Right. So that's what I told now Kumar, LCM is always better than NW. Always. You can write down that statement also. So LCM method is always better than NW method. You can add that statement. LCM method is always better than NW method. Okay. So I am not answering this question. I am giving you one question. Okay. So next I will give one more question. There you are getting this type of situation. So at that point of time, I will discuss what to do. Fine. So I hope it is clear. This you have copied, right? So I will give one more question where this situation is arising. So Abhimanyu, he is saying that, so whenever we are getting tie in between least costs, what we have to do? So that's what he is asking. Okay. So other people, you can also have a look at the next question. So we'll go to the next question. Okay. So after solving that particular question, you will get answer for this doubt. So it is engineering services previous year question. So as in GATE, we are not having much questions. I have taken one ES question also. So maybe you can expect these type of questions also. Okay. So solve this particular question. So it is ES previous year question. Find the total cost using least cost method. What is your first step? You have to check whether total supply is equal to total demand or not. First step. Don't forget this one. Okay. So check whether total supply is equal to total demand or not. After that, use this least cost method and solve this particular question. Anshu, please be patient. Okay. So once we discuss Modi method, then you will come to know. So these are just, in these methods, we are just finding initial solution, or else we can say we are just finding feasible solution. Okay, so these methods are used just to find feasible solution. Modi method is used to find optimal solution. So I hope you know the difference between optimal solution and feasible solution. Already I have given some points, I mean definitions of these things. Okay, so please go through them. Okay, otherwise after solving Modi method, then definitely you will come to know what is the difference. Okay, so anyone answer for this? Transportation cost using least cost method. So definitely here you will be getting tie between least costs. Okay, so what is your first step? You have to check total supply equal to total demand or not. So this is 600. I guess this is also 600. So again, don't get worried. Okay, so here you are having supply and here you are having demand. So in the previous question, here you are having demand and here you are having supply. Don't worry about them. Okay, so your method will be same. NW method, LCM, it will be same. Don't worry about these supply and demand. They can you maybe here also. Okay, so supply can be here or demand can be here. It will not affect your algorithm. Okay, NW method, LCM method, same procedure you can use. It will not affect. Don't worry about that. Fine. So let me answer this question. So whenever you are getting tie, break them arbitrarily. In the sense, randomly you can choose any value. Maybe between 20s, I mean you will be having 3 20s, right? So maybe between those 3 20s you have to choose, I guess. Okay, you break them arbitrarily. In the sense, you can choose any least cost value. You will get same final answer. Please check. So you can break ties arbitrarily. In the sense, you can choose any 20 value, but your final answer will be same. Please check your answers. Your final answers will be same. You can arbitrarily break ties. So I am just solving this question. If you are having confusion or any other doubts, you can have a look at the board. So least cost method, we have seen total supply is equal to total demand. No issues. We can apply LCM. So if total supply is not equal to total demand, we cannot apply LCM or any other method. Okay, first you have to check that. So what is the least cost here? So in the first step, least cost is this much, this one, 10 rupees. Okay, so you have to allocate minimum of these two values. So here I am allocating 120. So this will be becoming 0 and this will be becoming 120. Now as this became 0, cancel this particular column. Now what is the least cost? So in this step, least cost, it is 20, 20, 20. So you are having 3 20s. Now how to break ties? I have told you to break them arbitrarily. That means randomly you can choose any 20. You will be getting or you will get same final answer. But listen, okay? But we are having one procedure to break ties. You have to follow that procedure. Maybe they can ask or maybe they can twist in GATE examination. But till now they have never asked that type of questions. Okay? See, if at all they want to ask a question in GATE examination or maybe in ES examination also, they will be framing a question in such a way that even if you are breaking these ties arbitrarily or randomly, everyone will get same answer. They will be framing questions in such a way. Okay? So even if you are choosing this 20 or this 20 or this 20, you will get same final answer. But we are having procedure to break these ties also. So maybe you can follow this procedure. Okay? So till now they have never asked these type of questions, but maybe we should be on safe side. So maybe in future if they ask these type of questions, you should be able to answer. So how to break ties? Listen carefully. Let us say this 20. So here you can allocate 150, right? So minimum of these two, it is 150. That means here you can allocate 150. So if it is this 20, you can allocate only 120 units. If it is this 20, you can allocate 130 units. So where you can allocate maximum number of units? Here. So here you can allocate 150 units with minimum cost, which is 20, right? That's why first you have to allocate in this particular cell. So here you can allocate maximum number of units, right? That's why you have to allocate here first. So I am allocating here 150 units. So it will be 0 and this will be 40. So as this became 0, I am cancelling this particular row. Now among these two, here I can allocate 120 and here I can allocate 130. So here I can allocate maximum number of units, right? So you have to first allocate in this particular cell, which is 130. So this will be becoming 0 and this will be becoming 80. So as this became 0, cancel this particular column. So now what is the minimum cost? So among these four it is 30. So allocate 40 here, 0, 40. So as this became 0, cancel this particular column. Now between these two, again maximum you can allocate here. So allocate 120 here, and this will become 40. This will be 0. So as this became 0, cancel this particular row. So we are left with only one cell, allocate 40 here. This becomes 0, and this will also become. Okay. Now calculate total cost. Your total cost will be 20 into 150 plus 120 into 10, 120 into 40, 20 into 130, 40 into 40 plus 30 into 40. So this you will be getting as 14,400, I guess. Please check. Already someone has given answer also. So I hope it is clear how to break ties. So whenever you are breaking tie, go to that particular cell where maximum allocation is possible. Okay, so this point also you can keep in mind. So till now they have never asked or they have never touched this point in GATE examination. Maybe in future if they want to twist a question, they can ask. Okay, but most probably whenever they are asking these type of questions in GATE examination, even if you are breaking ties arbitrarily or randomly, everyone will be getting same answer. So if you are choosing this 20 or this 20 or this 20, it doesn't matter. You will get same answer. But we are having one procedure also to break ties, which is this one. So please ask your doubts. If you are having any doubts regarding this, you can ask. Don't worry, I will give some points, okay, because definitely you will be forgetting, okay, if you are just listening this procedure. So I will give some points regarding how to break ties, okay. So how to solve given question using least cost method. It is very simple. You just have to go to the least cost cell and you have to allocate minimum of supply and demand. That's all. Fine, okay. So write down some points. Steps for least cost method. First point, go to the least cost cell. Go to the least cost cell and allocate minimum of supply and demand. Go to the least cost cell and allocate minimum of supply and demand. Go to the least cost cell and allocate minimum of supply and demand. Second point, if tie occurs with respect to least costs, allocate in a cell where maximum allocation is possible. Allocate in a cell where maximum allocation is possible. If tie occurs with respect to the least costs, allocate in a cell where maximum allocation is possible.